My name is Caleb Howard. Welcome to my classroom. You want to see my favorite part? When I was little, I grew up in Ecuador and my neighbors had a tin roof. And I thought, oh my goodness, wouldn't it be amazing to have a tin roof in my classroom? So I have snacks here from Spanish-speaking countries since I teach Spanish. And they come in and we get to taste bits of the target language and experience it. And so I just want to give you one tip today. One tip that if you work on this, whatever language you teach or whatever level you teach, that it'll help you make progress towards being able to stay in the target language with your students. You ready for the tip? Is to see if you can do 30 minutes with your students without using any words. Can they come in the classroom and do some activities and you're not using any English, you're not using any of the target language, you're using nothing but nonverbal things. So sometimes people are looking at me what would I do for 30 minutes? Well, here's an idea. What if you take something like this, an authentic resource, something that's a little interesting, and you have the students walk in, maybe just point to where they're going to sit, and you don't have to do much to get their attention because you have food. When they see me cutting it, they're going to start thinking, wait, is this something that we're going to share? So as long as I'm smiling a lot, as long as I'm suggesting that we're not going to use any words at all, then they have something interesting to watch. Maybe they'll get a little bit bored of watching the cutting, so you might want to come over to a video of something happening in another country, more of the target language, a little bit of the culture, and while that's going on, you're finishing up a little bit of your work here. There's plenty of things out there. Here, that was of a man in Guatemala cutting some pineapple on the street, but you could do some farm stuff. Here's a guy in Mexico harvesting it. And all of this is the fascination of the target language that doesn't even require words, just they're a little bit amazed. They're a little bit like, wow, what's happening in here and what's this gonna be? So maybe after that is done, while everyone is still quiet, while you're still quiet and you haven't said any words, maybe you're cutting some and then you just look at it for a little bit and the kids are endeared to you because, it's quiet and you're doing something that's a little bit out of the box in terms of something instructional, and you put some in your mouth. And maybe you put some more in your mouth, then all of a sudden, everyone starts feeling the same thing. They start feeling like, I would like to try some. And you can go around to everyone, and if they don't want some, that's fine. And they try it. And maybe after they each get a little piece, you're thinking, okay, that's a good 10 minutes, but what else do I do without words? So maybe you want to go again and suggest that if they want another piece, they're going to have to choose one of these and roll it, and if they are successful in knocking it down, maybe they get to have more. And so you go through the whole round and see if they want to throw it, and it's sort of fun and engaging. And maybe when you're done with that, you can show a video of how they make pineapple into some kind of juice or refreshment thing. So then you can ask them without words, hold up a piece of pineapple and hold up a little cup of juice and suggest which one do you want. And it's just pretty amazing. So if you can make it for 30 minutes without using any language at all, you have a couple things going really well for you that are going to build a foundation for being able to stay in the target language. One, you'll have their attention. Two, you'll have them fascinated by the target culture, authentic resources from the target culture. And three, you'll have them convinced that they don't need English in order to survive in a classroom. They've done it with no words at all. And then what you do is, at strategic moments and in measured amounts, depending on the proficiency level of your students, when it's time to suggest something like, do you want this one or do you want this one, you'll just insert the target language right there, and they'll have heard the options, they'll have some scaffolding from you, and it starts this fascinating environment where English is not used for communication, but the target language is used. We can survive without English. Students, because they want to participate and because they're fascinated by some things, they have things that they want to say, and all you're doing is you're taking the target language, putting it right in the space where they have a desire for expressing output, and it's an amazing process where they'll learn language even by accident, even without knowing it, and in a way that is creating our globally minded citizens of the future, competent not just with language but with the cultural skills that will enable them to participate in our 21st century world in such significant ways. Thank you for all that you're doing for your students. Even that you're here at this session shows that you are striving for excellence, not only in your personal life but in your career and for your students. And a lot of our students don't have very much excellence in their lives, and so for you to serve them in the ways that you are is a beautiful gift. Thanks so much. And if you want to read any more tips, I've written 100 posts about staying in the target language, and you can visit that anytime at Tuesday's Tips for Staying in the Target Language. Bye-bye.